Well, I'm going to briefly touch on three things. First thing is the mining permit up in Michigan. Second thing being the wetland permit that's upcoming, and the third one being the kind of the social license to operate, which ain't really a legal requirement, but it's a requirement of society today. I have to be really careful about what we talk about on these mining permits because it's in current litigation, so there's a certain amount I can talk about and a certain amount I can't talk about. Essentially, the tribe and another adjoining landowner up in the area up there both challenged the Michigan Department of Environmental Quality's approval of that mining permit. And within the Michigan system, you have to administratively appeal it prior to going into kind of formal court. So that's kind of the status of that permit challenge. It's still tied up in that administrative review process, and that process is moving along. And over the next month or two, we should know a lot more once the rulings start coming down. And like I said, that's just challenging the mining permit. The second permit, a wetland permit. So a wetland permit is required under the Clean Water Act. It's section 404G specifically that we're dealing with. So anytime you're filling wetlands or dredging wetlands, and to be able to do the project up there, they need to both fill and dredge wetlands. So generally, it's for waters that are waters of the United States. The United States Army Corps of Engineers is the one that's responsible to permit that project. There's a nuance within the Clean Water Act which allows states to take over that permitting project. And Michigan and New Jersey are the only two states that have assumed federal authority to permit wetland permits within their state. But there's also a provision in there that doesn't allow states to take over permitting on waters that are used in interstate commerce. And the Menominee River splits Wisconsin and Michigan, and we feel very strongly that that's an interstate commerce waterway, which would require a federal permit, not just a state permit. So essentially, on November 5th, the tribe, represented by Earth Justice, the same attorneys that were representing Standing Rock Sioux out in the Dakota Access Pipeline, the same law firm, Earth Justice, they're representing us, and on November 5th, we put in a 60-day notice to the Army Corps and the United States Environmental Protection Agency, letting them know that under the Clean Water Act, if you're going to use a citizen suit, you have to give them 60-day notice, and that 60-day allows them to remedy the situation. If they don't remedy it in 60 days, on the 61st day, we now have our ability to sue them. So, like I said, we issued that letter on November 5th. So, coming up on January 4th, I think is the 60th day, or 61st, I can't quite remember. But, anytime after that, if they haven't taken over the permitting, then there's the option for the tribe to sue them. So, in addition to that, we're looking at a lot of other kind of legal strategies that I can't really get into at this point.